First sip of coffee. This is so strangely satisfying to me. I saved this jar from when I had actually gotten this like bottle of chameleon cold brew, washed it out, and now I've started to reuse it for when I have a pot of coffee that I've brewed and then want to save it for it to be some like iced coffee and everything. I've started to pour it in here. And then this is also just easier to pour from than like the jars that I would have usually put extra coffee in and stuff. I literally can't explain it, but just because this is like such a nice glass jar, it just feels like I'm having like fancier coffee every day. So I feel like I've almost tricked my brain into feeling like my coffee is even more special. I don't know. It makes no sense. Oh my gosh, my hair is absolutely ridiculous this morning because I slept with it a little wet, and then I combed it out also this morning because it actually dried with like a nice curl to it. Why can't I get this to stay? Okay, stay. It dried with a nice curl. But then when I combed it out, it just got, I mean, it's not bad, but it's mostly the bangs that are a little weird. But I was planning to like do my hair today anyways, so that's why I'm letting it look a little ridiculous right now. But while I'm looking ridiculous, I would like to formally welcome you to the video. Hi, my name's Camilla, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And I usually work in the film industry, but the film industry is an interesting beast because it's like you're basically a contract worker. So for this last like month of the year, I'm definitely gonna be off. I don't even know for sure when I'll be on like a full-time job again. But that's not what I want to talk about in today's video. That just gives a little bit more context. Time off, time to spare, and I want to make the most of it. I want to be using this time off to be writing and coming up with ideas for creative projects and stuff. I feel motivation to do it. At least I feel a decent bit of motivation. I could always use motivation. I mean, I'm a Taurus, you know, and sometimes all we want to do is cuddle up and hang out. And I blame that on being a Taurus. But I do feel like I have a decent bit of motivation. The main thing that I am seeking, I am chasing, hopefully we could find like a smidgen of it in this video, is inspiration. I want to together try to like hack ways to start dibbling and dabbling and getting a little bit of inspiration back. But I gotta fix my hair. So I'm gonna continue to gather my thoughts while I get ready. Whether I like it or not, something that does make me feel definitely more motivated is being ready for the day, whether or not I have something to do officially that day, like whether or not I'm even going somewhere. It does make me feel a lot better. I don't think I'm unique in that. Just doing what I need to do to make me feel presentable, energetic even. If I know that these things make me feel more inclined to go out and do something because it's like, at least I'm already halfway ready or whatever, then I think that is something that is very helpful. As part of that, I want to try on some stuff that I recently bought from Aritzia. I've never bought any clothes from Aritzia before, but I was feeling called to it for Black Friday specifically because I wanted a matching sweat set. So I chose this color, this colorway, this color set. We're gonna do just like a little mini try on haul because I'm really excited to try some of the stuff that I grabbed. Okay, this is fun. This is fun. This is insanely comfortable. I'm trying to figure out if it's too big. I love having this matching set. We're gonna breeze through this. I'm not trying to make this like a try on haul video at all. That's not the point of it. The point is that I like the idea of having something like this, even if I maybe get smaller sizes in it. I don't know. The idea of having a really comfy sweat suit that makes you feel put together and you feel nice and presentable to go out into the world in, but also maybe helps with the motivation at home. This is so soft inside. I really like it. Anyway, moving on. I got 2 tops in this style, and it's literally just a basic long sleeve tee with like a little bit of ribbing action. I love it already. This is so comfortable, but presentable. Let me see. If we do this in the light a little bit more, can you see? Can you tell? And it's cute with the sweatpants on the bottom. I mean, cute. And I also have this color, more of a teal. I really went with the cool tones for this little haul. Same but different, same style, just different color. Again, so comfy, fits really well. Okay, I thought that this cable knit sweater looked really cute. I think it is. Wow, this fits very nice. It's a tiny bit boxy, not too boxy. It would be so easy to layer something underneath if it's a really cold day. I don't know, this is nice. I almost don't know if I should get one size down. This is a small. I think a smaller size would be like a little too cropped. A little too cropped for my taste in the winter. A really pretty color. It's that kind of like gross green. After I say it's a pretty color, I'm about to say that it's like vomit. But like in a fun way, I don't know. Anyway, the point of that isn't to be like, yay, Black Friday, capitalism, you have to buy stuff to feel better and feel more inspired. Not saying that you need to buy stuff to try to feel inspired. It's not like I have to get ready to go to work or anything like that. It does help me personally be able to get things done if I have gotten ready for the day in some sort of way. And I'm only gonna be getting ready for the day if I know I have comfy things to wear. I do not like wearing uncomfortable clothes, uncomfortable pants. I hate it. I think I'm a very sensory person, and when I'm uncomfortable, then like my mind is busy thinking about my uncomfortable pants or my uncomfortable clothes. Even just thinking about that I don't feel confident in the clothes that I'm wearing. Getting things that are comfortable and not fitting me in a weird way or scratching me in a weird way. I just think that that helps free up that mind space so much. It frees up the mind space that would otherwise be feeling self-conscious or just uncomfortable or whatever. That part of your brain is now able to focus on something else. So that's my only little point of this. And I needed to try these clothes on, so. I feel like I always go on a walk with headphones in and listening to music, or especially a podcast. I want to go on a walk, get outside in nature without any headphones on and just be in my thoughts. I feel like this is a good opportunity to just be kind of like a brain clearing activity. And I think we should go on a walk, just see what happens if we do. Unplugged walk in full swing. All the senses are happening, but it is a very different sensation to this sounds so silly, but I always wear headphones when I go on a walk. I never do this, so maybe this is something I should start doing every now and then, because it is like a different kind of invigorating than even if I'm just like listening to music, which I love doing on a walk as well, and can also be like inspiring, but something about this is just, it's a little different. It's nice. Okay, I feel like that walk was definitely a nice vibe. I feel a lot more clear-headed. I kind of feel like I just like vacuumed my brain a little bit. I think that can still happen if I'm wearing headphones on a walk, but just like not quite to the same degree. You might be thinking about other things, but you're also hearing the music and listening to the music, or you're also hearing a podcast or an audiobook or whatever. There's just like a little bit less for your brain to think about and process. I don't know. I don't do like unplugged walks like that very often, ever at all, really. Also, just to provide a little bit more context, I'm wanting inspiration for two main reasons. And the first one is because I direct and I want to direct professionally. In order to be able to direct like some short films or music videos or whatever to continue to build my portfolio, like I have to be coming up with ideas. So I have been feeling a little bit in sort of like a slump with ideas for that. Then the second thing is just getting new ideas for this YouTube channel right here. So those are the main two things that I'm like wanting to get inspiration for, because people can want inspiration in so many different ways, you know? So yeah, hopefully that also just helps give a little bit more context. I know that inspiration is such a loose term also. I think the other complicated thing about even trying to be inspired or seeking out inspiration is that most of the time, this like pursuit of inspiration can do the opposite. I think that it usually isn't beneficial to just like really seek out the feeling of inspiration, and I fully acknowledge that, but at the same time, I want to have in my tool belt some gadgets, some tools to be able to at least kind of help remedy that feeling of like a creative rut almost. Sometimes we just have to force ourselves to start doing things, and sometimes just the action of beginning, sometimes just the action of starting can be more beneficial than we like even give it credit for. That is kind of why I want to be doing some of those things throughout this video that I think could be helpful in igniting a little spark in me. Over the next few days, we're gonna be doing a few more things to meddle with this mind. Try to stretch it, try to expand it, try to teach it new things, try to, who knows? So something that I am wanting to do is just take a chunk of time of just writing physically and not like typing out just like on a document on the computer or anything, but any ideas that come to my head. I feel like I'll write ideas down a lot, but I'll never sit with it longer than a few seconds. I'll write something down and then I'll be distracted by my phone or by the computer or something, or just write it down and then go do something else. I think it could be helpful if I specifically sit here with nothing else on my mind, if I can help it, with no other intentions than to write down ideas or let an idea sit there and then me just think about it and expand off of it. And here's the thing, if no ideas come to me at all, or if just one comes or whatever, then that's fine. If I don't come up with any ideas that I like, then at least the ones that I know I don't like, they're kind of dumped out of my brain. They're gone. I think that putting it down on paper is super helpful. And if there are any ideas that I like and want to expand upon, then I can transfer it over to my computer and like write out more details and stuff. A notebook, how distracted can you get with a notebook? Not very distracted. How distracted do I get on my computer all the time? Very distracted. Okay, tell me why that actually was kind of successful. Whoa, I can't say words. Tell me why that was actually kind of a vibe. Quick debrief, because that felt so nice. I think I should have dedicated time for that every day, especially right now while I'm not on a full-time film job that I have to go to 12 hours a day. I think I have 15 minutes to set aside and just dedicate to brain swirling time. It's not like I was coming up with an idea every 2 seconds, but I was able to write out some ideas that I've had for YouTube just stuck in my head. So I was able to write those out, which was super nice, and then expand on each idea and come up with more ideas. And then I switched over to film stuff, and I was able to come up with a few things, but one particular seedling of an idea, like a small premise for something that I feel like could be a really good feature film, but very easy to make a shorter short film version of it as like a concept. I don't know, that's a whole world into itself, and something that I don't need to even start talking about right now. But I feel like I've struggled to come up with a premise for a short film lately that I actually feel like I like, and I actually feel like I might like this one. And there's a lot of different directions that I could take it. Anyway, I didn't expect that to like be so helpful. I mean, I did, but also I wanted to keep my expectations low, I guess. And I ended up writing for 25 minutes when I intended to do 15. And the only reason that I've stopped is because I have to go pick up my boyfriend from the airport. So that felt really good. If you're watching this video, if you think that writing something down, as silly as that sounds and as elementary as that sounds, if you think you could potentially benefit from that at all, please like pause this video, or right after this video is over, go do it. Go give it a try, because that felt good. That almost felt like cleansing in a way. I'm actually excited to sit down with this idea now and like try to expand off of it. Step one of just getting that inspiration, that little nugget of inspiration. We've got step one. That was step one. So that's exciting. We are getting out of the house today. We are getting out of the house. I haven't had any social plans in maybe a week, 5 to 7 days. If I don't have social plans, I don't have to physically go into a job, then I tend to just chill at home. Once again, bringing it full circle. I'm a Taurus, so what do you expect? But inspiration almost never strikes when you're doing the same thing every day. Routines and habits can be great. When I want to be creative, that's not always the most helpful thing. One of the easiest things to do, change the environment that you're in. And one of the easiest ways to do that is go to a coffee shop or a library, even like little cafes or restaurants. Any place that you can go that's different from your day-to-day environment. Obviously it depends on what you're working on. I guess you can't go like write a song in these places, but I just think I gotta change it up. I think I need to do something different, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna go to my favorite coffee shop and get one of my favorite coffees. So that's great. In some truly bizarre stroke of luck, I am sitting outside. It's 34 degrees. I don't know why I just called this a stroke of luck, because it's not like it's a stroke of luck. I wanted to sit outside. There were seats inside, and something in me said, girl, get out there. So here I am. I'm sitting outside. This sweater is like deceptively thick, so that probably has to do with it as well. I'm gonna write for a little bit physically and then probably transfer to my computer, but Also, it's a Sunday morning, so happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Cheers, cheers, cheers. This time has been very nice. The cold air, especially, something about it, it's like invigorating. I'm so surprised that I'm not like cold. I'm usually the first person to get cold, and when I'm cold, all I can think about is being cold, but I'm really enjoying the cold weather this year. I don't know. Anyway, just random. But changing my environment has already been so nice, so good. And I just think a really valuable thing for my creative brain. I feel more alive. I'm really glad that I went out and saw some people because I've been kind of isolated for the past few days. Get out of the house, y'all. Maybe you don't need to hear that, but if you're anything like me, then you probably did need to hear it because I'd be staying at home. Expand our horizons. We need to change our environment. We need to experience new things. I feel like that's honestly the biggest part, experiencing new things. But more on that when we get home. I'm gonna go home in a minute. Okay, we have made it back to the cozy warmth of my apartment, and I plan to continue with that momentum. I didn't even fully realize how much I needed a change of environment, how much that would benefit me until I was there. I feel like a lot of the activities that we kind of did throughout this video really helped kind of cleanse my brain almost. Kind of almost feels like I've cleared out space in my brain and there's more room in there for imagination and creativity. And I feel like there are definitely some significant buzzwords in this video as well that I've probably said like 50 plus times. So I apologize if you're tired of hearing the same words. I want to quickly go through the things that we did throughout this video and analyze if I think they're actually good for inspiration or not. Ironically enough, the first thing we did was very materialistic, and that was trying on new clothes, including this cute little top. My point with that is making yourself feel good every day, whatever that means to you. And for a lot of people, when you're in clothes that just aren't comfortable or you don't want to like go outside in, then you do tend to feel unmotivated, unproductive. I think that more so feeds into motivation than inspiration. I think that if we don't have that first layer of motivation, then it's hard to feel any kind of inspiration at all. Then if you do feel a spark of an idea, a seed of creativity, then you're not as likely to kind of pursue that or follow through with that if you're not feeling motivated. That is something that is more materialistic and everything. And I overall wanted to shy away from that, but it is something that I think is valuable. And yeah, that first one, I don't think that's so much to do with inspiration. Honestly, not really at all. Maybe coming up with fun clothing, outfits, and stuff like that. Overall, that really is more so to help if you're struggling with motivation. It's definitely one thing that always helps me with my motivation. What was the next thing that we did? Oh, movement. Movement is so helpful with motivation and inspiration. Both of them, I feel like equally. That uninterrupted, unplugged walk, that has been really, really nice. Just any unplugged time in general, but I feel like the movement plus unpluggedness, it really gets the gears of your brain turning. I also definitely do benefit a lot from like going on a walk and listening to music. I'm not like knocking listening to music on your walk or your exercise or whatever it is that you do. I think that there's a lot of value in both of them because some of the sparks of ideas that I have followed through with the most have occurred because I was listening to a song. That's definitely super valuable as well, but I think almost to cleanse your palate, to start you off, maybe some movement without any other stimulation other than the great outdoors or whatever. Maybe that might be a good, valuable thing for you. Next up was forced creative time. I kind of wish I had some better words for some of these things, but forced creative time. The other element of that was important as well was the unpluggedness of it. In this day and age, as cheesy as that is, but in this day and age, it sometimes is so hard to do that if you don't literally force yourself to put your phone across the room in another room. Definitely helpful for inspiration, without a doubt. And then the last one, going to the good old coffee shop. It doesn't have to be a coffee shop. I will also put emphasis on a local coffee shop. It's just a different vibe than a Starbucks, but you know, whatever is available and accessible to you. A coffee shop, a park, a library, just some sort of third space type of location. That was so nice. It also was really nice because it was the first thing I did this morning. I left the house at like 8 a.m. and that felt really good to just get out of the house early on a Sunday morning. It wasn't too crowded. Sitting outside, honestly, if you're afraid of the cold, I don't live in a place that gets too terribly cold, but it was like 32 degrees this morning and it felt good. It felt really nice to get outside and just sit in that nice cold weather, let it smack me in the face. Obviously, it depends on the type of person. I know that there's a decent bit of people who don't like to go to some place that might be somewhat crowded. That type of thing might be more distracting for them. But for some reason, that type of environment is so good for me. And you might be the same. So going outside, changing up your environment, I think it's really good for both motivation and inspiration. That is probably about basically it for this video. I'm gonna continue with that momentum that I got this morning, and I'm gonna continue right here in my cozy little couch, but I'm gonna continue what I was doing. Bottom line, you can't force creativity, you can't force inspiration, but you can at least try to do and nurture some things around you that can hopefully help you in the process, especially just if you're feeling a little bit stuck in a little bit of a rut. Hopefully one of these ideas helps you if you clicked on this video because you feel like you need a little bit of inspiration or something of that sort. And if you have any ideas or helpful tips that help you as well, please leave them in the comments below. You know, let's just help each other out. It's hard out here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe consider leaving a thumbs up or subscribing to my channel if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too. And I will see you next time. Bye. Of course, right after I did that, the little gremlin comes to sit with me. Of course, now he comes and shows face. And it says bye.